So today is December 16th, it's Monday, and obviously we've got snow and it's cold and it's been cold all weekend, but just wait. And now it's the very next day, it is the 17th, and it is really nice and warm out, and I'm just loving it. But this weekend we are going down to 5 degrees on Sunday. So I think this is the very last day of warm, nice weather of the season here in New York, at least in the Hudson Valley. So I'm going to do some projects. I can hear all the little reflecting tape on all of my palm structures because of the woodpecker incident I saw the woodpecker today. He's still at it, but everywhere I put the little streamers, he's been staying far away, so I'm happy about that. But I just want to show you a couple things going on in the garden before the big freeze happens. So this is one of my olives, and you can see I've got it in a nice little box here with Christmas lights. There's plastic to let sun in, and the setup is great, but you just have to remember that it will really heat up. And also, the thing I don't like about this, and this is something you definitely need to keep in mind, is, let's see if I can even find it, it's down there. The thermocube is coming on when it's cold, but then it stays on forever and ever and ever. So it's really letting this heat up, and especially with olives, you really don't want it to heat up that much because they do need cold in ordered fruit. But you also need to keep that in mind if you're doing it with your palm trees or anything else. You have to constantly check what's going on with the temperature, because sometimes these thermocubes malfunction and they don't work right, and that's why I don't really love them. And if you watch one of my other videos, I'm slowly switching to a temperature gauge for everything because I just don't trust the thermocubes at all. And it is such a beautiful day today. You can see there's a tugboat out on the Hudson. It's really nice. Here's another one of my olives in here, and they seem really happy, and I'm sure they're enjoying this warm, nice weather here in the Northeast. And sun is out, loving it. And here's just some of the reflecting tape that a bunch of you recommended. This one is on my Canary Island date palm, and it's key. So far this one has not been attacked. I put him on 2 sides right now, and hopefully he will stay away from this one because he keeps going after the other ones. And this is my bougainvillea. I have it opened up on the top to ventilate today because it's so warm. You can see it's in there. It's kind of getting done with blooming, but there's still some really pretty blooms. I'll get up on the ladder and show you again. I've showed this before, but I like showing it. The view is pretty good here. And it's funny because I get so obsessed with all of my plants and my palms that sometimes I forget to actually look up and go, oh, wow, it is pretty even in the winter time. But in here, bougainvillea got a little fried over there because I left it uncovered one night when it was really cold, but it is blooming and it looks pretty good. And over here is my Chilean wine palm hybrid, and I open it up every day and let that one get some air and ventilate because it proved to work really well the past two seasons in the wintertime, and I am not going to change my method here since it's working. If it's not broken and it's not too hard to do, I wouldn't change it. And over here up by my Mediterranean palm, I just have some hay bales, some Christmas lights, and a tarp, and I have probably maybe close to 100 baby Trachycarpus under this tarp in here. I was bringing them in, but then you have to water them and make sure everything's okay, and I just decided it was a little bit easier just to store. I still have a bunch inside, so it's not like I totally got rid of that, but that's my new little method, and if this works pretty well, I'm gonna do more of it next year because it's just an easier way to keep them out of the house. And among the Trachycarpus and one of my bougainvilleas is my hardy pomegranate here. And I don't provide heat to this one because it's hardy. I just don't necessarily trust the weather. So I wrap it in frost cloth and just put a tarp over it. And so it's minimally protected, but I think it probably helps it get through the winter a little bit better. So if any of you guys have an idea about this or something, let me know. Here's one of my really tall Washingtonia robustas with the tape on the side. But right here, I have a wonderful pomegranate that I grew from seed from fruit I bought in the store. And it made it through last winter with Christmas lights and a tarp. So I'm hoping it will make it through this year. I haven't gotten any fruit off of it yet, but I'm hoping that maybe this will do the trick. And this is one of my castor beans that the frost has got. It's just amazing that these grow that big in one season and then they die, and you just plant the seeds again in the spring. And this one's well over 15 feet easily. It is really, really high. I'm going down the steps, that's why, but it's way, way up there. And the seeds did not, it was such a weird year. They really didn't dry off like they should. And I only got a few seeds this year, but it's enough for me. But normally I have more than enough seeds. I have some from last year as well. And this flowering tree here is going to go. It blocks sun to the pool. It is a flowering cherry. It's ornamental. It's really hollow. It's really old. The ivy is taking over it. And I am going to get rid of that this winter when I have a bunch of nice days in a row, which is not happening right now. Tomorrow we get rain and then the deep freeze. And with all of my cactus now in dormancy, you can really get a look at one of my hardy agaves. Sorry, the shadow of my phone is in the way, but it is growing. And if it gets really, really snowy and wet, I usually put something over it just to keep it dry. And over here, there's actually 3 over here. There's 1 in the back and 2 there. I probably will need to separate those if they get any bigger, but yeah, everything's like laying down on its side and waiting for spring. This is one of my baby Washingtonia robustas that I grew from seed. This is an old structure that I don't love, but it fulfilled the purpose of this. You can see up in here that it's doing pretty good. And I have not protected this really well. In fact, I need to shovel some dirt up against the side over there before the big cold gets in. But it's definitely keeping it warm. And on nice days, I can open it up like this to let it breathe a little bit. And I just want to show my yuccas because they're just so pretty. I love these things and they do so well, and I love that I don't have to do anything to them to keep them going. They're just really, really beautiful. This is the smaller of the 2, and it is taller than I am right now. And this one's the big one. So it must be pushing 8 feet now at the top. So really, really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love yucca rostratas. I would love to have another one, I think, because they're so amazing and they just are so easy to take care of. But you notice I am on a hill here, so it gets really good drainage. This is coming down from the pool. And I think that makes all the difference in the world as far as it going through the winter just fine, is the fact that there's so much drainage. It's not going to ever sit in water here. So that really, really helps if you're getting a yucca rostrata. And I'm in zone 6A. So that's just a quick update of what's going on here in New York. My pool is looking oh so sad in the winter. And hopefully everything is ready. And it's just hard to believe that in just about 2 months, I will be thinking about taking down the structures around the Trachycarpus, which is always really nice. Last year I did it in the very end of February because we had some really warm weather. Usually I do it in March. But please like and subscribe. Please interact. I love answering questions and I love advice from others. So please do. And I think if you subscribe, then you get updates when I'm adding more stuff. Thanks for watching.